We have got another thing we want to talk about really quickly. It's actually a personal thing to do with me. It's a bit of a crazy one, actually. So today when I was looking around for this story, if you're watching online at the moment, could you do me a favour and tell me if you get good access to it? Could you go to the National Party Facebook page? George, can you do that for me as well? If you want the direct, the URL, yeah, it's facebook.com/NZNats. If you're watching on the internet right now, well, you have to watch on the internet. What am I talking about? Oh, because we're on TVNZ at the same time. If you're watching on a computer right now and you've got easy access to another window, open up your Facebook and see if you can get to NZNats that George is on. And look, I can bring it up on my side as well. There's the National Party. But you'll notice that this is the side, I'm not logged into my Facebook here. My child is calling me back. I need to hang up on her. You can see that I'm not logged in. See, I'm not logged in at all, but I can see the New Zealand National Party. So you guys can test that for me while I'm doing this, because whilst doing some work today looking around, I came across, I'm going to just turn the screen off a bit so I can go back in so I don't reveal all my other stuff. I came across this potential idea that when I tried to go onto the National Party Facebook page, there's me, I'm logged in here, and you can see up the top here, it's facebook.com/NZNats. When I try to go in there from my personal account, I'll hit enter. I don't seem to be able to get in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, you might argue after our conversation tonight, fair enough if National wants to block you from their Facebook page, Pat, but not that it's the same situation, because we have a different set of laws. This is a party that could be our next government, and they have denied one of their citizens, being me, access to a place where they put out information to the public. I've been banned from the New Zealand Nats Facebook page. When this happened in America with Donald Trump, not the same. The courts ruled that he was not allowed to block people on Twitter when he was on Twitter, because it was a place where people got information from, government information from. And I was surprised and shocked to learn today that the National Party has blocked me on their Facebook page. And look, I told George about this afternoon. I'm like, oh, maybe there's an issue with Facebook, which is why I've said to you guys, if you're on a computer right now, can you have a look for me as well? Because I thought, oh, there's an issue with my computer. George has logged in and he can get in there, and two other people that I've asked have logged in and they can get there. And I thought, why the hell has National blocked me? I went and had a look in my personal search in Facebook, and I put the word national, see up here, national in the search and most recent. And we've talked about the government. We've talked about national, sorry. Here's one here where we talked about ram raids, and here's one where we talked about something else. National is talking about soft on crime narrative, and there's one where we talked about, they're all soft on crime. One where we talked about Mr. Luxon not needing his tax break, as every media organisation talked about. But for some reason, they deem me enough of a, concern, threat, issue, that they've blocked me from their Facebook page.
Or it's a weird thing as well. That could still be a theory.
Kim says that she's got in, so yep, other people aren't seeming to have it, so it's kind of bizarre that they have it. And the thing that I thought was, Carl says I can see it on the iOS app and web, need to get sponsored by VPN company. Actually, I've got a VPN, but I was thinking about it, right? And I was thinking, we often hear, and it's not so much coming from our right, but the right in general, being anti-snowflake, being the guys that fight against the woke, being the guys that fight for freedom of speech. And the only thing I can say is the headline I get from this is minuscule Dunedin-based political commentator who every now and again criticises the National Party, blocked from National Party Facebook page. And I just wonder where all these big, tough National people are. Do you know what? We've also talked positively about National. We've also talked about them going up in the polls. We've also talked about, Mr. Luxon shouldn't have to identify for some things happening next year, as we said the Prime Minister didn't have to. So we've been fair. And you know what? Going right back to our very first story, we've played the ball, not the person. Never once have I called Mr. Luxon a man who looks like he's got a thumb on his shoulders. You know, nothing like that has ever come out of my mouth and ever would. But for some reason, the National Party thinks, what would they think, George? I'm too risky. I'm too dangerous. There's too much of an issue to have me be able to see their information coming out on their Facebook page. And whilst, to be honest, I'm not particularly offended or upset by it, I do think if we talk precedence, someone who, for a job, and I say job because, hey sponsors, we still need you to come on board, disseminates political and national and international news, being blocked by one of our two major political parties when it comes to a place they disseminate their news, is a very interesting stance for said political party to take.